This is from our Corbin strides last week. I'm going to let you run through at full speed, then I'll let you go through at slow-mo, and then we'll break it down from there. All right, we'll back you up at slow speed. A little bit of overstriding going on in this group. Nothing really big. Kyle, we've been talking about your overstriding just on the left side. I know you can see that right here. Right here. We're overstriding, but it's just on this side, which kind of means you're throwing this shoulder back. Jonah, you're doing the same thing. Got a little overstride there on that side, both of you. But the right stride looks fine. And Jonah, we're working on this little bit of a paddle right here with this hand. You don't do it with the other one. Not a real big deal. And we've got Sam, you're overstriding also, so we want to work on this right here. Right there. We're going to work on that. I want that to be right about right here. Now we've got Nathan and Dalton. Also the same thing on the right side, stepping down on the right side. That looks really good. You guys are like identical on this. And as you swing through in the swing phase, both of you are kind of throwing your left shoulder back, and that causes your left leg to fling forward. You can see both of you back here with your shoulders will throw it back. And if you look on the other side, you don't do that as you land here on this side. You're pretty even, Dalton. You got a little bit of a shoulder dip. That's not a big deal. But this side, look at your shoulders. We're going to look at both of these right here. And then as soon as you stride on this side, both of you are throwing back your left shoulder, which throws your right foot a little too far forward, resulting in this overstride right here. And Nathan, we got a little bit of this bend going on that we had from previous years. And you could see you're kind of deactivating your hip flexors right here. You got a little bit going back right here with your hip flexors. So we'll have to work on that. You can see with your back right here. That's disengaging your hip flexors. Right here. This takes your pelvic back here and disengages those hip flexors. And that's where your power comes from, so we want to make sure we do that properly. And the same thing here with Micah. Just got a little bit of an overstride going. And Zach, when we're doing your sprint set, we want to use your arms. We're going to have you use your arms just a little more. They're not doing a whole lot for you back here. We want to get this, put it in your pocket right here. And then here, we want them to come up a little more. That way you can get a better knee drive. If this elbow doesn't come up right here, we can't get knee drive here. Jonathan, heel planting and overstriding. So I want to work on that. Ethan, right side, that looks good. Left side, overstriding. That's a big overstride there. Saying kind of the same thing, you're throwing your shoulder back also. Let's go look at the next group. I'll have you run through at regular speed. And we'll have you go slow-mo. Okay, and a lot of you, for whatever reason, we have some pretty tight arms here up on top. Not a real big issue here, but this is really tight. Hard to get that knee drive. You need to have this right here, and you need to thrust your elbow up. That gets the knee drive on this side up. So we'll work on the knee drive, but your stride looks good. You're not overstriding. Just maybe a touch on the left side. Not bad. Kai, you have some movement going this way and that way. So we want to make sure you're having your movement propel you forward and not left and right. In Adam, we're going to have, Adam, I want you to work on your arms. Scotty's swinging a little bit. Scotty, a little tight up here. That's going to help you with your knee drive also. Adam, your arms aren't doing a whole lot to help you at all. And we're coming back here. We're going to look at your left arm. We want this to be right about right here. Right about, we call it putting your hand in your pocket. So you're going to drop that just a little bit and bring it back just a little more. And we're going to drive from the elbow. We don't drive from the hand, we drive from the elbow. That elbow drive is what gives us knee drive. And that will help you with your speed also. Let's check really quickly to see. It got a little bit of a heel plant there too, an overstride. Okay, you're okay on your cadence is fine. So you should be at a sprint. And Gabe, a little bit of an overstride there as well. And you might want to, it looks like you're holding your fist really tight. So let's relax this just a little bit and maybe get rid of the bend we have in that wrist. And we see this here, we want this to be landing right here, and we don't want to land on that. We want to land right around on the, well, I pointed to the toe, but we want more of a forefoot landing right here. Okay, now we'll look at the freshman group. I'm going to have you go through at regular speed. Okay, I know you guys can see right there just by going full speed. Nick, you could see your arms even going backwards here, how they're all over the place. Derek looks actually pretty smooth. So we have a lot of wasted energy in all these extra movements left to right and up and down. We'll go back here. I'm impressed with how much Derek is, how smooth he is. If you watch Derek, you look at his head, how it's barely moving up and down. This is pretty efficient. Slight overstride right there, not a super big deal. A little bit of a toe out, but as you get flexible, that will get better. Nick, we were talking about your arms. And now that you've seen the first two groups go by, we know what we can work on. This arm is way open out right here. And what we want to do, we'll do a measure, because this is, we'll measure from right here to right here. You're at 144 degrees, so you almost have this completely open. What we want to do is bring this right in here. That will help you with your knee drive. You're trying to flail your arms thinking that will help you, but proper mechanics in your arm, both your arms are going to help you with that. So we want to keep those by your side. And right here, this is a little tight right here also. And there's a lot of people that are doing this. That's about 38 degrees. We want to bring that in here too. That's going to help your knee drive. And again, as with the others, we want to think about driving with the elbow. We're not using the hands at all. Those are just kind of along for the ride, and you drive with the elbow. And the stride here looks okay. A little bit of an overstride on this side. We're coming in with the heel. We want to come in with the forefoot. Right where, see where Derek lands right here? This is where we want you to land. Right here. He's got a little bit of an overstride on this side, but that's only because this shoulder's going back, throwing his foot forward. In this whole freshman group, we can work on, we've got just about everybody overstriding in this group and landing on their heel. We want to get away from heel planting, as that will impact your knee and can have an effect on, can have knee pain or hip pain. So we're going to work on this and trying to keep yourself really from, you don't want to move your shoulders, and we've got right here, this is what we call paddling. And we want to keep your wrists straight and your thumbs up. Keep your thumbs up. And this is just really inefficient. You're having a break at your wrist and trying to use your hands to kind of what we call paddle along. So we're going to get rid of those paddling and keep I'll show you this week when we do some speed work what we're going to do with the arms and how to properly use those. But all through here, we've got everybody. This is a big overstride too, Derek. We want to have that right under here, landing on your forefoot. This is not, getting back to Jesse, this is not a big overstride, but you are heel planting. We're going to learn to plant right here midfoot. That also helps you with, you want less ground contact time. And if you're landing on your midfoot, you get less ground contact time, because what propels you to go faster is your air time, how far you can go in the air. That looks pretty good. This looks good. So as all as you're going through here, this looks like we're going to overstride here, and that's not uncommon to overstride on one side. It just means you're throwing your shoulder back. But if we don't want to, we don't want to dip the shoulders. We're trying to treat everything smoothly. Jake, back here, I want you to look at your shoulders. You're using your shoulders around. You've dropped them here, and then you lift them up. So we're going to relax the shoulders a little bit. And here your arm is also way, way open. You're at 135 degrees also. So we want to bring that up in this range, you know, somewhere around 90. It doesn't have to be right at 90. But this is your power position right here. So we want to get those arms into the proper position so you can propel, get some good knee drive. And this is a little bit, this is a really big space in here. We don't want quite that much. That's causing you to throw your shoulder back, and you're overstriding on this side. You don't throw back the shoulder on the right as much, so your right foot doesn't get thrown as far forward. Riley, kind of the same thing. Right here with the heel plant. A little bit of an overstride. And we want to keep eyes forward. You're looking right down here. We want to keep eyes up. That will help keep your, so it's, if your eyes go down, your chin goes down. And that collapses your lung capacity here just a little bit. So we want to keep your eyes up as much as possible. I understand it's hard sometimes in the grass. You want to see where you're going. But see if you can look forward just a little more. We got a little bit of a shoulder dip here, so we're going to work on that. And Lucas and Connor, we're still overstriding also. It's a pretty big overstride, and we're still heel planting. Lucas, same thing with you. So we're going to have you two working on proper mechanics for right here. So he's coming in, Connor, you're coming in, you're pulling your toe up, so it's forcing you to land on your heels. Just drop. Come in, try hard not to pull this toe up. When you pull your toe up, you're going to land right on your heel. And that's from Corbin Park last week.